Hey y'all, Riley here, one half of the Wander with the Woods crew, and I am in our new truck. So next year in 2025, Hannah and I and Chowder are going to be traveling full time. So in order to prepare for that, we had to go out and buy a truck. And this is the one that we ended up with. This is going to be the platform for our camping setup. It's going to be our home on the road. And as such, we put a lot of thought into the truck that we were purchasing, the specs, the capacities, and so on, to ensure that we were getting something that would serve us well on the road, be reliable, and be able to handle the challenges that we were going to throw at it. First things first, this is a 2024 Ram 3500 Bighorn. So it is a big truck, it's a 1-ton truck, and it is new. And initially we were looking at used vehicles, but luckily I found this one down in Florida. So I flew down there to get it because it was 25% off of sticker. So while this is a new truck, we got a really exceptional deal on it, which allowed us to buy new and to get some features that we otherwise wouldn't have splurged on. So as you can tell, I am out here trolling around in the forest. I'm actually shocked that there's still fall colors. It's mid-November right now, but it's been a very dry year and we haven't had a lot of cold yet. So it's still beautiful up here. So I apologize for the shaky camera. I am gonna pull over here in a second to show you some exterior shots of the truck and go over some of the features in more detail. For now though, let's start with the basics of this truck and why it was a little bit difficult to find this particular configuration. So this is a Ram 3500, as I mentioned. It is a crew cab because we wanted room in the back for Chowder and for some of our stuff that we'll be packing to travel on the road. And it is a long bed, which we will need for the route we are going with our camper. And finally, it is a single rear wheel, and that was the kicker, is it's hard to find long bed 1-ton trucks with a single rear wheel, especially with the Rams. For some reason, it seemed most long beds have 2 rear wheels or dualies, and we didn't want that for a myriad of reasons, including the additional width. So we were on the hunt for a very specific configuration of truck, which proved to be difficult to find. So we're really glad that we found this one, especially at a relatively reasonable price considering 2024. So because we're viewing this truck more as a tool or a means to an end than a high-end luxury vehicle like so many trucks these days are, we would have been content with a base model or a tradesman if you're looking at a Ram. However, this truck did come equipped with a few packages that we weren't looking for, but we're glad that it has. So for example, while it's mostly an aesthetic package, this truck has the Night Edition package, which gives you body painted bumpers, black trim pieces, black headlight bezels, these 20-inch black wheels, as well as parking sensors, which on a truck this size come in pretty handy, especially in those narrow trails like we were just on or in the parking lot. It also gives you the 12-inch screen on the inside, and while we have mixed feelings about that, it is an upgrade over the standard tradesman head unit. In addition to that Night Edition package, Another package that we really enjoy is the towing technology group. So this gives the truck blind spot monitoring, which is always nice for safety, especially when you have a camper, giving you that little indicator in your mirror that tells you, hey, maybe don't switch lanes or merge right now. Comes in clutch when you have a big camper behind you. And then it also gives you the surround view camera as well as a suite of other cameras, which again, it's a large truck. Overall, it's going to be 24 feet or so, maybe longer. And so having those extra camera angles and that overhead view really helps when you're parking, when you're navigating a trail, or just in everyday life. Say you're getting to a campsite and you want to make sure that you're perfectly centered in that site. So we're very grateful that this came with the towing technology group, even though if we hadn't found this particular truck at such a discount, we probably wouldn't have ponied up the extra cash to get it. It also has the level 1 equipment group, which on the Bighorn gives you fog lights. It also gives you those in-floor storage bins that Ram is known for. It gives you power adjustable mirrors, which again, that is something that we really wanted, and I'm not sure we would have gotten if we didn't find this particular truck. It's just very difficult to extend those mirrors, adjust those mirrors, especially if you're alone, because they stick so far out from the truck. So having that is really nice. It also gives you adjustability, electronic adjustability of the upper and lower mirrors, and it heats those mirrors. So in all types of weather, you'll be able to see. And then finally, it does give you a power adjustable driver's seat. This isn't really something that I care much about. In fact, I'd rather it be on the passenger side for Hannah, but it is what it is. I'll use it, and the micro adjustments that you can make are pretty nice when you're driving. In addition to these big packages, this truck also has a few individual options checked. For example, it has the 50-gallon fuel tank, which it was almost a must for us. We would have looked into aftermarket options, but given that it's a factory fuel tank with 50 gallons, right now, unloaded, we get around 1,000 miles of range. Obviously, once we have the camper, it's going to go down significantly, but still being able to have that peace of mind, to not have to stop all the time, and to be able to venture a little bit further off the grid will be really nice, and we didn't have to spend money aftermarket to get it. It also has the aux switches, which means we can wire things like our ARB compressor, our off-road lights, etc., directly into those dash-mounted aux switches and control them right from there. It's pre-wired, so we don't have to go out and buy a switch system or invest more money into something like that. One thing we could have done without is the Alpine audio system. It sounds phenomenal. I'll be honest, it is one of the better factory upgrades that I've heard, and we've had quite a few vehicles that have had upgraded sound packages. This one actually justifies the price if you love music and want that higher quality sound. We would have preferred to have that extra storage that the subwoofer takes up, so this one we could do without. And then finally, it has the clearance lights up top. These look great, but they also help with safety, especially when you are towing. It lets people know, hey, I'm a big oversized vehicle, and so we're grateful that it has those and we didn't have to, again, get those installed after the purchase. Last but not least is the crown jewel of this truck, and that is under the hood. It is the 6.7 liter high output Cummins diesel engine. And when you get the high output on these trucks, it also gives you the Aisin transmission, I believe I'm saying that correctly, which is a heavy duty transmission made by a subsidiary of Toyota. So it's known for being pretty reliable and operating really well under heavy duty applications and heavy towing applications. It is only a 6-speed, so it's a little bit outdated, but I will take the peace of mind over a car-like driving experience any day. As far as specs go, the high output Cummins puts out 1,075 foot-pounds of torque, which is just ridiculous. We will never need that, but it is a lot of fun to drive, I can tell you that. And 420 horsepower. So it has plenty of power, more than we or pretty much any consumer will ever need, but it is a lot of fun to drive, and I don't think it's going to struggle at all with those mountain passes out west, even with our camper in tow. So there you have it. That's our new truck, and we're gonna be adding a camper to this thing soon. So if you wanna follow along, I recommend checking out our blog. We did a whole series on choosing this truck and on choosing a camper, so that'll be revealed soon. And if you want to stay up to date with us, we are most active on Instagram, so I'll link both our blog and our Instagram in the description below. And then of course, I'll be updating you here when major events happen, such as picking up a camper. And hopefully you'll engage with us down in the comments, get to know us, grow our little community of full-time travelers and adventurers. And be sure to like, subscribe, and if you feel compelled, share this video. Thanks for watching.